Hi, welcome to Sera Pocha-Kawa. Today I'm going to be talking about some recent Taobao orders that I made. I am plus size and all the items are plus size. Thankfully, I think all of them fitted. So hopefully this will help you with some future orders and maybe some more recent want to buys if the items that I'm showing are sold out. So I just wanted to quickly come on again during this jewellery montage to say that some of the audio, I had a bit of a hiccup where my microphone was rubbing against my pin and it made a lot of scratching noises, and I'll have to re-record over the audio like what I'm doing right now with these jewellery pieces, and hopefully it'll look okay. It may be a bit strange, but it's the best I can do with what I have. I can't go through and record all these again. Hopefully I'll have the jewellery info down below. There wasn't an awful lot to say about these pieces, so this is probably the best part to have this in, and hopefully it works out. Fingers crossed. I'll try and include some reference to how to use Taobao or Lolita in the description, but this isn't for beginners whatsoever. This is just for people who already understand both. This is the one thing I did a proper close-up for, and I'll tell you why. Is that it's a burgundy colour with a gold sheen. So if you have something that's burgundy and gold, this would be quite nice with it. It's a very faint sheen. I think it's just enough. It's just a little hint. If you were trying to bring out the gold accents and something, I think that would be quite nice. These very nice wrist cuffs. Just plain black. I needed something. I'm trying to kind of dip into a bit of old school, and hopefully this will jazz up the blouse that I have. I decided to do hat pieces last because I know my hair will get a bit messy. But this is a bonnet. I found it by accident on Taobao. It's kind of a wicker. I'm not kind of sure how I feel about it. I'll try my best to put it on properly. See, now I quite like it. Maybe because I just kind of fired it at me and was like, ooh. Sorry, I have to fix my wig. It's doing a bit more traveling than I am at the moment. It has a wire hem inside here, so you can fix it as much as you need to. I think it's quite plain. Something I'd hope to add maybe flowers and stuff to. Yeah, that looks a bit better. But I think it would be kind of versatile, and it's also very light. So it would be quite easy to wear for a long time, and it would be easy to maybe travel with too when we are eventually allowed to travel for meets and such. But yeah, I quite like it. I got this lace bonnet. I originally got it, I was hoping that I might wear it under a bonnet to give it like a bit more texture or a little bit more elegance to it. I'm kind of thinking about wearing it on its own. Sorry, my wig is a bit all over the shop. I do really like it. I maybe need to give it like a bit of an iron or something. Or maybe a bit of starch spray might stiffen it up to give it a bit more shape, I guess. It's kind of falling all over the place, which is why that I was thinking of just layering it with something else. Maybe not this, but you might see as an example. That the lace then would stick out a bit, just for anyone that might need a bit of a visual idea of what I was talking about. Yeah, this is kind of a witch hat. It has wire in the brim. I said hem earlier, I should have said brim. It's also quite plain. I'd like to add stuff to it. It's not too bad size wise. It gave me an option of male or female, and I picked male, hoping that it would give me a little bit of extra room in the width, and I suppose it did. Otherwise it's kind of sitting on top. It's quite nice. I saw somebody online that I follow on Instagram with a similar hat, so I'm hoping it might work with a virtual twinning maybe. I think this would be nice maybe in the autumn, some autumnal colour flowers or leaves. We'll see. It's pretty neutral at least, so hopefully that means that I can work a couple of different ideas with it. This is a dog, I suppose, soft kind of furry headband. Not particularly Lolita, but I do have a dress. I'm sure it's by Baby Deserves to Shine Bright, and it has little puppies on it. I think it's called maybe Wonder something. I can't really remember. I'll throw it up somewhere. There are little doggies on it, and I thought I might try adding these on. It might look a bit costumey, I'm not really sure. I won't know until I'm doing it. I'm hoping that maybe with a beret over it, some kind, it would just be the little bit sticking out. But I think that's kind of quite cute. It's like just an accent of the ears sticking out, and not like fully like, you know. So hopefully it will look nice in the final cord. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I also have had a thought of doing maybe a cinema roll cord, and these would work for that as well. So yeah, that was my train of thought in case anybody was looking at it going quite hard to see because my wig is dark, but I got this black bow, head bow. It's a tiny little gold, like a bird cage. I wanted kind of some old school type pieces, and I don't have a lot of black at all. It's mostly blues, so hopefully this will work nicely to fill that gap where all the blacks are missing. Oh, this one's difficult to put on the head though. The wig on. Yeah, that's how it looks. It's quite cute. Probably wouldn't wear it with such a dark wig maybe. It's quite hard to see the details. So just before I recorded the worn photos, I come back on to talk about these shoes that I have in 5 different colours and are very wide foot friendly. They're very comfortable. They've survived me. I have worn them, stomped around in them all around many different meets, and they're still going. So I would highly recommend these shoes. They would be worn in all the worn photos later on. These are a pair of over-the-knee socks. I took a chance on them. I hadn't seen any reviews or anything about these. These are more like knee socks but as tights. They're quite stretchy lengthways and widthways. I'm about 19 inches at the calf. They fit pretty well. I kind of wasn't too happy on the length of the lace. I thought it drew a lot of attention to my knees, which are very pretty. So I have a kind of a mixed feeling about them, and you'll see them worn shortly.
Parts seem better, and you're a bit long for me, so I just kind of from a bit of the toe and just kind of hold them in to show efficiently now. But yeah, you see, a bit mixed. I did really some black pair of the shop I'm doing back, maybe someday. So yeah.
This is the first clip where I had to re-record audio for. There was a bit of scratching in the other clips earlier, but not as much in this particular one. I am talking about the Bacio Bouquet JSK, more than likely inspired by Misty Sky, except it has balloons added in, and I really like the colours are kind of pastel kind of sunset. And I was also talking about the buttons in the front. They're like clear like a diamond, and I wasn't too keen on them. The back buttons are also pretty weak. I had terrible trouble actually keeping the straps on. You will see momentarily that it proved me right, and the strap does kind of come off. I'm just showing the Bacio Bouquet tag here. And as you can see, the strap has come loose. It fits about 114 busts, I think. I'm about 112ish. You can see later on in the worn video, it just about fit. It was still comfortable, but definitely wary if you're around the max. Yeah, it's pretty comfortable. There isn't an awful lot to say. I hadn't had a chance to record most of my stuff yet, so wearing it in the wild, I don't know how it'll go. Hopefully it will be fine. This is a cardigan that I got from Castle. I have a kind of a funny story. I had originally ordered the blue, changed my mind to the lilac, and in the meantime I changed my mind and wanted the blue again, but they were sold out. And when it arrived, the blue arrived and not the lilac, and they were saying, we'll contact the seller immediately. I was like, no, I want to keep the blue. It's incredibly soft. It has these lovely balloon sleeves. I have separate close-up videos so you'll see these details a lot better. There's little pockets, but you can hardly fit anything into them. That's fine. But I'm looking forward to wearing these in the winter when it gets a little colder. It is so comfy, so soft. I also got an here's the white colorway, but I guess it's more of a cream. It's quite yellow. I'm not sure how well it will show on screen. It also has puffy sleeves and tiny little heart pockets. These are kind of reinforced. These aren't flimsy. I look forward to wearing this as well. Hopefully not getting it dirty. Just the problem with any kind of light colour clothing like this. But it is very nice, and hopefully it will go with a lot of stuff that I own already. This is a plain sharp brown cardigan. Not really Lolita kind of styled, it's just a plain kind of everyday crop cardigan. There was a cardigan I was trying to get. I tried to pre-order it 4 times and failed, and it's come back into stock the day that I got this. C'est la vie, I guess. I have a couple of biscuit theme dresses and chocolate that I needed a brown cardigan to go with them. I was worried about the sleeve length because it looks quite short, but it actually fitted me quite well, probably because I lack shoulders and I lack a large bust. My weight is in the back, so maybe it worked in my favour. How well this would work on somebody else, I'm not sure. It's kind of, I haven't really worn it that much. There isn't an awful lot to say. It's not very sparkly or anything or pretty. It's just kind of a basic piece. I'll hopefully maybe get something a bit nicer later on, but this will do for now. This is a blouse by New Shop. I don't think I've ordered from them before. I just happened to see it, and a lot of my blouses are actually white. And as I had said, or will hopefully say, I'm not sure what order these will go in, that a lot of my wardrobe is blue. It has an elasticated sleeve and a very, very cute tag. Get out. It has kind of a longer back, a bit kind of sailorish, which is a side that I love, but I've kind of left and I'm hoping to go into again. Tiny little pearl detailed buttons. It fits very comfortably and is a nice kind of light fabric. I would say is probably some kind of a polyester, but a nice polyester, which I know doesn't always happen, but you know, we get the odd one.
a lot of blouses that I own are white, and I haven't really anything cream. This blouse is very, very pretty, and I had a peculiar issue with it. It says Lolita Princess, Lolita Dream. I'm not sure which is the shop name. The tag seems to say Lolita Times, and it is a size L. And the problem that I had with it is that it fitted perfectly, except for the wrists, which is not something that I've bumped into before. Upper arms, yes. Bust, yes. Waist, yes. But not the wrists. It has this kind of pinstripe detail. These will all be seen better later in the close-up. And it's a very, very light fabric. Kind of almost like linen. But it is quite wide on the bottom. And it was hard to show this in the video while it was hanging. I'll hopefully get a good bit of wear out of it because it's another versatile piece. I love the yoke detail. It's really beautiful. It may be light enough that in time I could be able to dye it if I was able to figure out what material it really was. But for now, just the cream on its own is lovely for my wardrobe. This is a red and white blouse from Dark Star Island. I was going to say Sky Island. When I originally got the package, I wasn't going to try anything on until I was recording this. I broke the rules for this one in particular. It's very stretchy arms and very stretchy in the waist. How much bigger than me it can go, I'm not entirely sure. Hopefully seeing it worn by me, it might give you an idea of how much more it could go. When I ordered it first, I felt confident it would fit, and when it was shipping, I felt it wasn't going to fit at all. But I'm quite happy that it does. Although my wardrobe is mostly blue, I do have a few items that have red accents. Like the strawberry skirt that I've shown in this video, or will show in this video depending on how the ordering goes. I also have a few navy with red accents, and I think this will make it pop. It's something that I wanted for a good while. I also am quite picky on the size of the polka dot, and I think this would be nice even in or out of Lolita. And it also has very nice lace,
and it is very, very cute and very comfortable. I imagine that it's possibly cotton. It feels like it anyway, or it's a very, very nice alternative. So yeah, I'm very, very happy with this. Kind of wish I got one of the other colours as well, but I couldn't be sure. I had to just get one to test it. Next up is this tulle footy shears. You see, there's a big stretch there. Footy shears skirt. It's this kind of aqua colour. There is a little bit of a glittery kind of sheen to it. I don't know how well that would pick up on camera. It also has a kind of a slightly different coloured lace. Probably casual, very casual. I'll use it maybe more of a fairy card thing, or K, I'm never quite sure. But it's very comfortable. I have one piece, a Sanrio t-shirt that this will be perfect to match, and I'm looking forward to wearing it with that. You might see the shimmer there, and it's all bunched together. It wasn't very expensive. Kind of wasn't keen on the different colour top, but I would prefer it. It's a little bit nicer than the big plain white elastic. This is another skirt I got from the same seller. One is a little bit stretchier than the other. I can't remember which one that is. It's a strawberry print skirt. I've only seen one other person with it. I'm looking forward to catching them for a virtual twinning. It's like a cape, and the top is checkered, and it has a little lace detail at the bottom. The lengths of the skirt were quite good. It's always something that I think is generally worried about, is the length of the skirt. Maybe because I made it clear what length skirt that I wanted, but it worked out. That was the main thing. I was mad for a strawberry print dress. I wasn't sure how much I'd wear it, so I'm going to maybe start with this, see how much I can get out of it, and then maybe invest in a dress later on. This isn't Taobao related, but I just wanted to quickly talk about my RR Memorandum long sleeve tee cut-sew type item. There will be close-ups in cut in later. It's 100% cotton, and it came in 3 different colorways. I got the white because it was probably the most practical, and plus it would give me an option to dye. It has very nice cuffs, and it's very comfortable to wear if you are looking for something like this. I think cut-sew type stuff is very difficult to get, and it's kind of hard to get this kind of. It would be very nice for an old school type casual outfit, and I'm hoping to do something like that with it in the future.
This isn't Lolita or even kind of J fashion that much related. It's a pleated white skirt. It's kind of a creamy white, much like my cardigan. It's just something that I found very difficult to get last year, and they've come back into fashion. And I'll hopefully be able to link this down below. I think it would be lovely for maybe Kogal is something that I'd love to get into again. It was one of the first fashions that I was really interested in, and I'm hoping to be able to do something with this, or any kind of outfit. It was just something I got preoccupied with last year, but very difficult to find in a plus size. It also has a metal finer to one side. Sorry. The pleat doesn't start straight up off the top. It's actually sewn in and starts about an inch below, which I think is really flattering. And there will be close-ups of this in a little bit. So might be for very few. I almost forgot to show this dress. It's JSK that can also be worn as a skirt in the style of a hakama. Hakama you would normally wear over kimono, normally at graduation. Yuna from Final Fantasy X has one, if that gives you a visual idea of, oh yeah, that's what it is. And it has beautiful lace detailing, and it also comes with a change of straps. These seem to be longer straps, and these straps can come off completely because they're attached with buttons. I wish all things came with such an option. The max was meant to be 106. I was originally going to wear it just as a skirt, so I only needed to go to 105. I said I'd take the chance, but I found it even stretchier than that. I could wear it over my bust. I can show you how it looks a bit later on. It's from Nya, and it's very heavy. As you can imagine, there's quite a lot of material here, but it is very beautiful. It has beautiful detailing. I have a yukata I might wear with it. I have seen it worn in a classic with like a ruffle high neck blouse with brooches, and it looked absolutely stunning. So we'll see. I'm not sure how I'm going to wear it yet. But I was waiting since the start of the year for it, so I kind of forgot about it. But it's here now. I was also thinking about maybe wearing it with or over with a hori jacket or something. I'm not quite sure.
This is a sheer overdress. It's much nicer than another overdress that I've gotten with long sleeves, which will be shown shortly. It's a beautiful kind of powder blue, periwinkle blue colour. It's similar to the colour of the cardigan from earlier. It fully opens the whole way down with buttons, so you can have it a bit open or fully closed. It's a lot more sheer than I thought it was going to be. I know that a sheer overdress would be obviously sheer, but I think it's probably better because you can see your print a lot more easily. It's quite stretchy. I found in the worn part that the straps weren't very long, so it's kind of in your upper chest rather than your actual bust, and you'll see that shortly. Not much else to say, it's just another issue with the button again.
Here is the creamy goldy colorway. It's kind of, it's not quite yellow and it's not quite peach. It's maybe an apricot color. I think it will be nice with things that are gold or things that are quite cream. I have a kind of, I thought this might be the most neutral color that I could get to match the non-blue things in my wardrobe. Sorry, it's quite long. And then sitting down, it's also from Jackster Island, and it is quite light, as you can see. But I think I'm a little unsure of this compared to the blue. I was very excited with the blue that it was the color that I wanted. The creamy kind of color, I think I wanted it more creamy and not tilting into goldy. I'm sure when I see it on something, I'll change my mind, and that bit of warmer tone against something will make the colours pop. Next is this sheer white, something that I'll use as an overdress. It's a cardigan. It has a nice frill kind of detail. It came in quite large bust sizes, and I thought the bottom would cover me enough. Unfortunately, it wasn't. It was more of a square cut cardigan, and it didn't fully wrap around my hips. I'm quite bottom heavy. For use as an overdress, I don't think this matters. It means that you're not trying to push back the the cardigan if it's hiding the print. It is quite sheer, so really hide it that much. but it is not really the worst thing in the world. I also accidentally, while altering my orders, ordered 2 white instead of 1 black and 1 white. But I'm sure my friend, my local Pretty Lolita friend, will get some use out of it. Freebie, seeing as it was quite cheap.
Thank you so much for watching my video. I'm not sure how often I'll get to record or make these, but hopefully somebody got anything out of it. I would be so happy with that. And fingers crossed I may see you again soon. See you. Bye.